I want to thank CWI for having this occasion event in memory of Bunny. She has enriched lives by the millions, and everyone here in this room has been touched by her. I was one of her Executive Order 11246 babies. I was beginning my first year of graduate school in economics at Syracuse University when I discovered the first week of graduate school that the male graduate students all had fellowships that paid $4,000 a year. The female students, all two of us out of 160 grad students, had assistantships that paid $1,500. And we had to work 20 hours a week. And I didn't know Bunny's name yet, but I knew that a woman in Washington, D.C. had found a federal executive order that said that was illegal. And my first week of graduate school, I filed one of the first complaints that we won. Within the next 6 months, HEW acted on it and changed the federal regulations nationwide. And the only reason I could do that was twofold. Number one, Bunny found the executive order, the tool, opened the door, and she gave me courage because she'd done it, I could do it. And I think of the millions of women that she's given courage to, and the transgender kids, and the gay kids, and the boys who are now friends with girls, not adversaries. That predator-prey model of male gender relations is gone, or going, please. Great Mother God is going.
Gone is a little much.
I'm hoping. Bunny certainly pushed it. But I wanted to tell you that she changed my life. I wouldn't have become an economist without her. She changed so many lives. There are 1,000,001 things we could tell you about her. One of the things I want to say that I think not so well known is that when you think about my field, which is stopping harassers, there are sort of 3 toolkits to stop harassment: on the street, on the job, on the school, everywhere. First is legal remedies, and we thank Catherine McKinnon, Kitty McKinnon, for the law. And then there's the direct action tactics, all the bystander intervention tools, the direct act, 101 ways to stop harassers on the spot, which has been my research for 50 years. And Bunny Sandler did the administrative remedies. People don't recognize how important, not just Title IX, but the executive order, and then her 40 years of work with the AACU and with WREI. She was constantly looking at ways to do policies and procedures that would work. And I, doing policies and procedures for a lot of corporations and agencies in my practice, would look at what she was doing in education going, oh, that's good, follow Bunny's lead. And so she again had an impact far beyond education in terms of the administrative remedies, the grievance procedures, the administrative remedies throughout the United States and worldwide. I'm now working with the World Bank and the OAS to take those same quality procedures, the ones that work, that Bunny helped me develop, worldwide. And 45 countries are now using Bunny's work that I know of. So the impact she had was beyond words. And I want to go back to the notion of friendship. She was the kind of friend who made you, well, she would just beam when you walked in the door. Isn't that true for you all? She would act like you showing up at her door was the single best thing that could possibly happen in the universe that day. And now that's a friend. And a friend who does that, who smiles with that beautiful smile, I am so glad to see you. Let's do this. Because you're absolutely right about the strategy. People think I'm a gutsy, outspoken feminist, and it's true. That is true. But I was brave partly because Bunny was on my back on my shoulder going, Marty, you can do this. She loved causing good trouble. You know, John Lewis, our congressman, our civil rights icon, talked about learning from Rosa Parks the necessity of causing good trouble, necessary trouble, right? Disrupting what is to make something better happen. Bunny loved instigating good trouble. She got me in so much trouble in so many ways over the last 47 years that I can't even tell you, and it was a pleasure every way, because she also got me out of the trouble most of the time, too. She didn't leave you in the lurch. And she was wonderful about welcoming young feminists. Lisa Matz, who many of you may know, worked with AAUW for many years, sent in something quite lovely here, talking about her meeting with Bunny that I want to share with you. 1991, Lisa's fresh out of grad school, women's studies degrees. She goes to a campus sexual assault conference in Orlando, Florida, and then she hops on the bus afterwards to go to Epcot Center. Bunny spoke at the conference, of course. Who's on the bus but Bunny Sandler and a couple of her friends? She sees this young baby feminist, Lisa Matz, and immediately takes her under her wing. They go to Epcot Center together. It starts pouring rain. Bunny breaks into a supply closet, steals plastic trash bags to give everybody rain jackets. And they had a wonderful day. That's how Lisa Matz met Bunny Sandler. And she talks about how Bunny mentored her for the next 20 years. It is that kind of generosity of spirit, that encouragement of younger feminists, the you can do it, or better yet, we can do it, that just was so rich, so rich. And there are many things I could close with. One of the things I'd like to share with you is her favorite quote, which she would quote all the time when she gave speeches. It's a paraphrase from Isaiah in the Bible, a quote by Mary Chagnon, who did a poster, like said this in 1972. And they shall beat their pots and pans into printing presses, and weave their cloth into protest banners. Nations of women shall lift up their voices with other women, neither shall they accept discrimination anymore.
Yes.
That's Bunny Sandler. And I want to close with just a very personal note. When I was 10 years old, I loved baseball and softball. I was a good shortstop. And the only youth league in my neighborhood back then was the CWI, Catholic Youth League. So I went to the baseball tryouts the summer I was 10. And of course all the dads running it told me that girls couldn't play baseball or softball. So I went home and I got my mom's kitchen scissors and I cut off all my hair. I gave myself a crew cut. I changed my t-shirt and I went back to the tryouts for the afternoon session. It didn't work. They weren't fooled. I was devastated. I was devastated. And I think about all the girls who did things like that. My mother, of course, had a heart attack because there's her 10-year-old with a crew cut. But it was so powerful when we realized that Title IX applied to athletics and that no more little girls were going to have to do that and have their mothers traumatized along with themselves. I thank Bunny for the athletics. I thank Bunny for the admissions and the graduate fellowships and all of the work that she did. And I thank Bunny mostly for the smile every single time I saw her that said, seeing you is the best thing that could happen today. Bunny Sandler was astonishing. She changed millions of lives, including mine. Thank you all.
Thank you.